Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another video. And this one is technically the first speed paint I have done in quite a while, so I figured I should just add a little bit of extra spice over it. And by spice, I mainly just mean me talking about what's been going on with me and the business and life and the work and all that good stuff over the past few months, especially since I've been all over the place for the most part. I've been trying to master the new printer that I bought and made a video about, and I'm still trying to figure out how to make prints available so everybody can buy some, because I still want to have that as a nice little goal, but I'll probably make that as a goal for next year for the most part. Fortunately, that goal is a lot easier to achieve since I have Squarespace as my website of choice. No, this isn't the sponsor of the video. I'm just saying all that because I really like how everything turned out with me using them and everything else in between. So today's speed paint is of my character Gwen, and I've been on a very intense streak of drawing her for the last few weeks, and almost no one but her, despite all the characters that I've created. Funny enough, I think I know the reason why. It's mostly because she's the easiest character for me to draw consistently, mainly because she's the one I had the most practice with over the past 10 years. And since I started back teaching my weekly in-person art classes back in September, I mainly needed a subject that I was comfortable enough drawing a dozen times or so a week to get the point across of any lesson that I was planning on presenting. And Gwen fell right in my lap, or in this case, at the forefront of my mind, whichever one sounds cooler. Funny enough, I think this is actually the first time in almost a year that I've actually painted her in this style. The last time I did it was on Election Day in 2024, and I think it's very funny that that's literally about the same time as I'm doing it now. Now that I think about it though, I've been doing this long enough that I kind of just unanimously decided to start the painting section of my classes in November, primarily because I don't like dealing with the cleanup that 5 to 10 children usually need after a good painting session. Not that I don't enjoy cleaning up, but it is something worth doing later on in the class, after everyone actually knows what they're supposed to be doing. Mostly. Speaking of what they are mostly supposed to know what they're doing mostly, this is probably the last video that's going to be featuring this desk in particular. I know that it might not be something that you've given any thought about, but I have to say it. This drafting table was given to me by my grandfather a few years ago, and I've never really knew what to do with it until about 4-ish years ago when it became my main desk. I've added some extra pieces of wood furniture to it, an entirely new tabletop, and added a little pencil holder to the side, along with a few other bits of extra reinforcement because it is a drafting table, so it is able to tilt, but when it tilts at the wrong time, bad things can happen, which I'll have to get into a little bit later. I've shot so many things on this desk over the years that it's built up a lot of sentimental value for me. So I'm definitely not going to throw it away. I just know for a fact that I need a new desk, and it's going to be here this Thursday as of me writing and recording this. Well, actually, never mind, because it arrived 2 days ago, because FedEx was like, yeah, we're just going to throw it at your door already. So it landed at the doorstep, and now I have a desk that can rise and lower at the press of a button, which I have been spoiled already with for the past 40 hours or so. That's been fun. Another reason why I wanted to really get a new desk was because of that little tabletop tilt that I mentioned earlier. That tilt caused one of my cameras to fall right off the desk, hit the floor, bounce up off said floor, and it bounced so hard off the carpet that it put a small little divot into the carpet that you can definitely tell that it's a divot in the carpet. But don't worry, the camera's fine. It only cost me $800, a day and a half of stress and work, and about 2 weeks for Canon to send me back the camera. The camera sensor cracked and the main motherboard also cracked, and those two things got disconnected. Just a regular Thursday, you know? Right before I needed both of my cameras to do photography for a football game. Nothing too crazy. I'm not angry. Not angry at all. That definitely was not the reason why I started searching for a new desk. Nothing of the sort. I think I've ranted long enough though. So here is the final result of the painting. I wasn't sure how the grades of this painting demo would turn out after I tried to render the asteroids. I was experimenting with black, white, and blue in order to get the grays that I really wanted to make pop out properly. And I think I did it pretty well. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And with all that being said, feel free to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I have a couple of more videos that I want to do, but I have not given myself the time that I wanted. Hopefully that'll change in the next few weeks. I also want to do some more live streams, but apparently my internet speed, specifically my upload speed, has been terrible all of a sudden. And I am trying to figure out what is causing that, because that's a little infuriating and very inconvenient. But I'll figure it out. All that being said, thanks for listening and watching this video once again, and I will hopefully check you all later.